Ghost sightings on planes with spare parts. Year is 1972. Richard Nixon is embroiled in Watergate. The Godfather dominates the box office. And Eastern Airlines is the king of the skies. Their flagship, Flight 401, a brand new Lockheed L-1011 TriStar, is the pride of the fleet. On the night of December 29th, Flight 401, piloted by Captain Robert Bob Loft and First Officer Albert Stockstill, was en route from New York to Miami. The crew, seasoned veterans, were confident and relaxed, accustomed to the routine flight. What began as a typical journey soon descended into a nightmare, a descent that would not only claim lives, but also birth a legend that continues to haunt the aviation world. Unbeknownst to them, a minor malfunction, a burned-out light bulb, would set in motion a chain of events, leading to one of the most baffling aviation mysteries ever recorded, and a series of eerie apparitions that would defy explanation. The initial descent towards Miami International Airport was smooth. However, as the plane approached, a seemingly insignificant problem arose. A light bulb in the landing gear indicator failed to illuminate, signaling to the pilots that the nose gear was not properly locked. Captain Loft, a meticulous professional, decided to abort the landing and circle back, allowing First Officer Stockstill to manually verify the gear's position. While Stockstill went below to investigate, Loft and Second Officer Don Repo became fixated on the faulty light, unknowingly disengaging the autopilot. The L-1011 began a slow, imperceptible descent. The cockpit became a scene of focused troubleshooting, the lives of 176 souls hanging in the balance, a balance they were about to unknowingly tip. Minutes ticked by, filled with the mundane chatter of pilots preoccupied with a minor technical issue. The altimeter silently unwound. No one noticed. Miami approach control, busy with other traffic, didn't notice either. The L-1011 was slowly, inexorably, drifting towards the black abyss of the Florida Everglades. A seemingly simple equipment malfunction had distracted the entire flight crew, creating a perfect storm of human error. This was not a mechanical failure. This was a failure of attention, a lapse in vigilance that would prove catastrophic. The Everglades, a vast, watery wilderness, offered no visual cues in the darkness, no warning signs of the impending disaster. At 11:42 p.m., Flight 401 crashed into the Everglades, the impact tearing the aircraft apart. The force of the crash was devastating. Captain Loft, First Officer Stockstill, and Second Officer Repo were among the 101 people who perished. Miraculously, 75 people survived, pulled from the wreckage by rescue teams who battled the swamps, treacherous terrain, and biting insects. The investigation began immediately, focusing on the mechanical failure and the crew's actions. However, amidst the wreckage and the sorrow, whispers began to circulate. Whispers of something far stranger than mere accident. The National Transportation Safety Board, NTSB, meticulously investigated the crash, focusing on the malfunctioning landing gear indicator and the crew's possible errors. They ruled the crash a result of pilot error, specifically the crew's failure to monitor the flight instruments during the troubleshooting of the light bulb issue. The NTSB report meticulously detailed the sequence of events leading to the crash, highlighting the dangers of fixation and the importance of maintaining situational awareness. However, the official report did little to quell the growing unease surrounding Flight 401. The sense that something more, something inexplicable, had played a role in the tragedy. Soon after the crash, stories began to emerge from Eastern Airlines employees. Stories of ghostly apparitions on other L-1011 aircraft. These weren't just fleeting glimpses. They were vivid, detailed accounts of encounters with the spirits of Captain Loft and Don Repo. Maintenance crews, flight attendants, and even pilots reported seeing the deceased crew members, often in the areas of the plane where salvaged parts from Flight 401 had been installed. The rumors spread like wildfire, fueled by the inherent superstition within the aviation industry and the lingering grief over the tragedy. Were these just grief-stricken hallucinations, or was something truly supernatural at play? One of the most frequently reported sightings involved Don Repo. Flight attendants claimed to see him sitting in the first-class cabin, warning them of impending mechanical problems. On one occasion, a flight attendant claimed Repo pointed to an engine and said, "There will never be another fire on this plane. Never." Shortly after, the engine in question experienced a major malfunction, but miraculously, no fire erupted. These reports, often whispered in hushed tones, were unnerving, to say the least. Eastern Airlines, understandably concerned about the growing panic, attempted to downplay the rumors, dismissing them as mere folklore. Captain Loft's apparition was often seen in the cockpit, usually during pre-flight checks. He would appear as a solid, lifelike figure, only to vanish moments later. One particularly chilling account involved a pilot who saw Loft sitting in his seat, staring blankly ahead. When the pilot addressed him, Loft simply faded away, leaving the pilot shaken and questioning his own sanity. The stories became so prevalent that some flight crews refused to fly on L-1011s that contained parts salvaged from Flight 401. Grounding planes and disrupting schedules, the very machines meant to connect people, were now symbols of death and dread. The alleged hauntings took a darker turn when engineers started noticing recurring malfunctions on planes with salvaged parts. Hydraulic systems would fail unexpectedly, electrical circuits would short out, and instruments would give false readings. Some mechanics openly blamed the ghosts for the problems, claiming the spirits were angry and seeking revenge. While Eastern Airlines attributed these incidents to normal wear and tear, the timing and frequency of the malfunctions were undeniably suspicious. The airline found itself in a precarious position, caught between the need to maintain operations and the growing fear among its employees. Eastern Airlines, desperate to quell the rumors and restore confidence in its fleet, quietly removed the salvaged parts from the haunted L-1011s. As the parts were removed, the sightings reportedly diminished, eventually ceasing altogether. Airline never publicly acknowledged the hauntings, but the correlation between the salvaged parts and the apparitions was undeniable. The planes that once carried the ghosts of Flight 401 were now considered safe. The specter of the Everglades tragedy seemingly exorcised. The official line remained that the crashes were due to pilot error, but the stories never fully faded away. However, the legend of Flight 401 took an unexpected turn years later. A former Eastern Airlines employee, driven by guilt and a desire for truth, came forward with a shocking revelation. He claimed that the initial investigation into the crash was deliberately manipulated by the airline to protect its reputation and avoid costly lawsuits. According to his account, the malfunctioning light bulb was a red herring, a convenient scapegoat to mask a far more serious mechanical issue, a faulty altitude indicator. This revelation cast a new light on the entire tragedy, suggesting that the pilots weren't solely to blame. The whistleblower alleged that the altitude indicator on Flight 401 had a history of malfunctioning, providing inaccurate readings to the pilots. He claimed that Eastern Airlines knew about the problem, but failed to properly address it, prioritizing profit over safety. If true, this meant that Captain Loft and his crew were flying blind, unknowingly descending towards the Everglades with a false sense of security. The whistleblower's testimony, though difficult to verify after so many years, added a layer of corporate negligence to the already tragic story, transforming it from a tale of human error into one of systemic failure. The revelation of the faulty altitude indicator, if true, completely undermines the official narrative of pilot error. It paints a picture of a company willing to sacrifice safety for the sake of its bottom line, a company that actively concealed a known mechanical defect. This adds a chilling dimension to the ghostly sightings. Were the spirits of Captain Loft and Don Repo simply restless souls? Or were they trying to expose the truth, to reveal the negligence that led to their deaths? The sightings become not just spooky occurrences, but potential cries for justice. The legacy of Flight 401 extends far beyond the realm of aviation folklore. It serves as a stark reminder of the importance of vigilance, the dangers of complacency, and the potential consequences of prioritizing profit over safety. The crash led to significant improvements in aviation safety regulations, including enhanced training for flight crews and more stringent maintenance procedures. While the ghostly sightings remain a matter of debate, the tragedy of Flight 401 continues to resonate, a cautionary tale woven into the fabric of aviation history. Today, the Florida Everglades remains a silent witness to the tragedy of Flight 401. The wreckage has long been removed, but the memory of that night lingers, a dark stain on the landscape. The stories of the ghostly sightings continue to be told, passed down through generations of pilots and flight attendants, a chilling reminder of the thin veil between the living and the dead. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, the story of Flight 401 serves as a potent reminder of the fragility of life and the enduring power of the unknown.